I am Alpha and Omega.
All right, give me Isaiah 66, verse 15.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 66, and verse 15. For behold, the idle one will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire.
This is why all the nations are gonna, we waiting. For behold, the Mashiach Yahushua will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind to render his anger with fury. It's not going to be a pleasant sight. Mashiach Yahushua returning, it's not going to be a pleasant sight. The wickedness going on in the world right now. The Most High is angry, Mashiach Yahushua is angry. And us Israelites, we got to be angry too. Let's get Ezekiel 9 and 4.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 9, and verse 4. And the Most High said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem.
Going through the midst of the city, in the midst of Jerusalem. Right now, we're not physically in the land of Jerusalem, but symbolically, wherever the Israelites are, that's Jerusalem. Understand? So, just like you go to the streets and teach our people, byways and the highways, wherever, to get us the slums, neighborhoods, the hoods, wherever. That's what we do. Go through the midst of Jerusalem amongst our people in our own community, even in the outskirts of a community where our people are to be. Read.
And set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
And set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. What is a mark? Not a physical mark, but a knowledge and a understanding. I understand? So that you know. And that mark's not going to be for everybody. See, the mark is for those that sigh and cry for all the abominations they see. Because some of our people, they love the abominations. They're a part of the abomination. They promote the abomination. And the upright in the abomination. This mark is only for those of our people who sigh and cry and say, hey, what's going on here? What's that wickedness? Patriotism, homosexuality, or pedophilia, all those things. Adultery, child molestation, fornication, thieving, murdering, black to black crime. Those are all the abominations that be done in the midst of a community. This mark is only going to be upon those people. Understand? What's that mark? Just like on Egypt, and the Most High put a mark upon the doorposts of the Israelites. So when the death angel passed over, okay, those are with the Most High. It's as possible that they're safe. Just like in his day, the same mark is going to be upon the mindset, the mentality, you know what I mean? Upon the Israelites, our people who sigh and cry for all the abomination to see going on about us, the wickedness to see in our community. So it shouldn't be like this. It's a wicked. We're going to separate ourselves from those people who live like this. Those are the ones going to receive the mark of the forehead, the knowledge of righteousness in the forehead. Read.
Verse 5. And to the others he said in mine hearing, Go ye after him through the city, and smite.
Right. So the Most High sent another set of angels now. Go ye in the midst of the city and smite those who didn't receive the mark, who didn't want to receive the mark. Because the mark went out to everybody. but not everyone receive it, everyone want to receive it. When you go there and teach, some receive the word, others cuss us out. Get out of here. You know what you're talking about, you know what I mean? Moses said, go ye after him through the city and smite. Those are going to be smitten. Read.
Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity.
Right. So there's not going to be any partiality. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. So don't, oh my God, but he's so nice, so young and young. But the woman, the ladies. Moses said,
Look at the baby.
yeah. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Understand? Don't put your emotion into it. Just follow instruction according to the Most High. What did the Most High say? Right now, what Isaiah 14:21? Slaughter, prepare slaughter for his children that are arise. Because what did it do? They train the children up. How does wickedness get, how does Esau have a perpetual hatred towards Israel? Because they train their children to hate us. They train their children to hate us. Understand? That's why it's perpetual, ongoing. Their children didn't learn up. Just like the Most High says, as far as righteousness is concerned, train up a child when he's young, when he's old, he's not depart. That's righteousness. Likewise, Esau train up their children in wickedness, in hatred towards us, and when they grow up to be adults, racism, discrimination, hatred, malicious, perpetually against us. Why? Because they were indoctrinated from a young age. In the shooting range, Esau got a 7, 8, 9-year-old children up in the shooting range. You got posters of Negroes as targets. You know what I'm saying? Indoctrinated the behaviors. Yeah. Read.
Verse 6. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary.
Right. The Most High says, slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children. Old and young, both maids, women, and children. But come not near any man upon whom is the mark. So that's how we got to protect ourselves. To receive the mark. Right now in wickedness, you receive the mark of the beast. The philosophy, doctrines, mindset, religion of the so-called women and the other nations. But there's also the Most High's mark, the knowledge of righteousness. Understand? Those who sigh and cry for the abomination that we see around us. That's another mark. And that's the mark that we should try to get for our own soul preservation. Understand? Read.
Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house.
Right. And they begin with the elders. Done. Let's go back to where were we? Isaiah 66. God.
That sounds 137 and 9.
137 and 9? Oh, no, get that. Let me start at 7. Verse 7? All right.
Yeah. The book of Psalms, chapter 137 and verse 7. Remember, O Most High, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem.
Right. The Most High said it. King David said, remember, O Most High, this is a prophecy of the Most High. Remember, O Most High, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem. Also, Edom was one of the nations they wouldn't allow us. Esau wouldn't allow us to pass by them. We said, we want to pass by you. We have our own money. We pay you to pass by. We don't want nothing from you. Esau said, hell no. You ain't passing by here. Read.
Who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof.
Now, this is Esau acting as a cheerleader to the ancient Babylonians. When the Babylonians was coming up against Israel, Esau was there cheering them on, said, raise it, meaning that destroy our temple, destroy our cities to the foundation thereof. You know what? Bring everything down to the ground. That's what Esau was saying to our enemies, encouraging them to destroy our livelihood. Keep reading.
Verse 8. O daughter of Babylon.
O daughter of Babylon. This is a daughter. A daughter is a younger generation to the parent. So Edom is a daughter of Babylon. The ancient Babylonians were the parent, the father and the mother. From Edom, America, and everywhere Esau is the daughter of Babylon. Understand? Like an offspring. Having the same mindset, the same mentality, the same carnality of the ancient Babylonians. You see in the religion, in everything, in the doctrine, in the politics. Read. Who said what? Who ought to be destroyed? Read.
O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed.
Right. And who ought to be destroyed? The daughter of Babylon, because this sinful kingdom, this wicked kingdom, ought to be destroyed. In order for it is so entrenched in the mindset of the people, in the culture of other nations, even where that culture is foreign. Because you see, the other nation drunk of the cup of Babylon. All over the world, the America is imposing their lifestyle. If they don't, they're not going to get favoritism to be a trading partner with America. Because everybody wants to be America's biggest trading partner. Everybody wants access to the American market. Because it's where the money is.
Earth is drunk.
Right, earth is drunk in a cup of Babylon. Read.
Verse 8. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us.
Happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. We gotta be happy, man. We gotta be happy. Some of us it seems far-fetched right now to be thinking about destroying the children of Esau. But we gotta be happy when this happens, because we're gonna be in a different mindset. All the wickedness and the abomination that they have done unto us is gonna come to our remembrance. Read.
Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones.
Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stone. So we're going to be happy to destroy even the youngest of Esau. We're going to be happy when you remember what they did unto us, otherwise the stomach of a pregnant black woman. And baby John is just stamping their feet, stamping their head and all that. And remember all those things, man, you say, hey, it's payback. You're going to reward them double what they've done unto us. You know what I'm saying? Let's go back to Isaiah. (66:15).
Book of Isaiah, chapter 66, and verse 15. For behold, the Most High will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire.
Right. So that's how the Most High is going to be dealing with us when he returns. Not going to be a pleasant, altercation or situation. The Most High is going to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. All those are instruments of destruction. Read.
Verse 16, for by fire and by his sword will the Most High plead with all flesh.
Right.
And the slain of the Most High shall be many.
For by fire and by his sword will the Most High plead with all flesh. And the slain of the Most High shall be many. We talk about these Christians, man. It's amazing. Did they ever read the scripture? What they reading? Well, they never read the scriptures, man. They just read a couple scriptures, Matthew, Mark, whatever. Start singing hymns and kissing holy. Start talking in tongues, whatever. But how can you have that kind of mindset reading the scriptures? They never read it. They never read by fire and by his sword with the Most High plead with all flesh. And the slain of the Most High shall be many. You know what I'm saying? It's always going to be wonderful. The crazy, man, prophecies will come to pass.
You can't say Old Testament because the New Testament says the same thing.
Done. The Revelation says the same thing. Thessalonians says the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what they're reading. Read 17 also.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 66, and verse 17. They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination, and the mouse, shall be consumed together, saith the Most High.
They that sanctify themselves, they separate themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination, and the mouse, eating mouse. It's not about Israel, it's talking about Moab. Moab eat anything. Moab eats anything. Anything that moves. Moab eats. It moves. Worm. Moab eats it, man. But it's talking about Israel eating swine's flesh and the abomination and the mouse. They learn from the other nations shall be consumed together, say the Most High. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished. Right? So they shall be consumed together. Read.
Verse 18. For I know their works and their thoughts.
For I know their works. Faith without works is dead. So you got to make sure your works is righteous. The Most High said what? He knows their works. Their works are not in accordance with the Most High's works. But the Most High prescribes that they're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. For I know their works and their thoughts. Even your thoughts. The Mashiach, I always try to break down the thought pattern, You don't actually have to do something to be guilty of something. Just the tendency or the mindset that you have, holds you in transgression. Because if a certain situation presents itself based on the mindset that you have, you will transgress. Understand? So, like in adultery, you see a sister who is married to another brother. If you look at her, hey, like you want her. If you see a brother drop something, if you see a brother with something, I wish I had that. Are you not trying to get your own? You're trying to seek an opportunity to get the brother's property. That's like stealing. You know what I'm saying? That's be covetous. Read.
Okay. But Isaiah chapter 66, verse 18. For I know their works and their thoughts. It shall come that I will gather all nations and tongues, and they shall come and see my glory.
Right. Moses says that it shall come that he will gather all nations and tongues, and they shall see his glory. They shall see the Most High's glory, but not all nations are going to partake in the Most High's glory. In the same way, I should say. Israel is going to be what? Controlling those nations as their property. Okay, now let's get me John 1-6. As a matter of fact, in Malachi 3:1.
The book of Malachi, chapter 3, and verse 1. Behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me. And the Most High, whom ye seek, shall suddenly come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant, whom ye delight in. Behold, he shall come, saith the Most High hosts.
Well, the Most High said, behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me. And the Most High, the other one, whom you seek. How do you know we should be seeking the other one? Was it Yahushua? What that? Deuteronomy 18:15 says, hold this again, Deuteronomy 18:15.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18, and verse 15. The Most High thy power will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren like unto me. Unto him ye shall hearken.
Right, verse 18. The Most High said what? The Most High shall raise up a prophet. So Moses speaking to the Israelites. The Most High thy power will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, from also own people, of that brethren, of your own nation. Like unto me, like unto Moses. Just as are the Israelites look to Moses as as a leader of Israel at the time. The Most High was prophesying to Moses, to the Israelites, that the Israelites should be looking for someone as a messenger, as a deliverer, as a savior from the Most High. Unto him you shall hearken. Read verse 18.
Verse 18. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren like unto thee, and will put my words in his mouth. And he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him.
Right. So the Most High is going to raise up someone unto Israel, and he's going to put his words into his mouth. Because when Yahushua came, he said, what? These words that I speak are not my own. They are the Father. All that was a prophecy being fulfilled. Understand? Let's go back to John now. I was in Malachi. Malachi 3.
The book of Malachi, chapter 3, and verse 1. Behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me. And the Most High, whom ye seek, shall suddenly come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant, whom ye delight in. Behold, he shall come, saith the Most High of hosts.
Right. The Most High said, behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me. The messenger shall prepare the way before the Most High. And the other one, the Mashiach Yahushua, whom ye seek, because we know that we should be seeking the Mashiach Yahushua. Understand? Shall certainly come to his temple. The Mashiach Yahushua went to John. The Mashiach Yahushua went to John to fulfill prophecy. Even the messenger of the covenant, whom he is delighted, behold, he shall come to the Most High. Read verse 2.
Verse 2. But who may abide the day of his coming? And who shall stand when he appeareth? For he is like a refiner's fire and like fuller's soap.
Right, it's not going to be pleasant. I get John 1 and 6.
The book of St. John, chapter 1 and verse 6. There was a man sent from Yahweh, whose name was John.
Right, there was a man sent from Yahweh, whose name was John. Read
verse 7. The same came for a witness, to bear witness of the light, that all men through him might believe.
Right. The same came for a witness, to be a witness of the light, that all men through him might believe. This light was Mashiach Yahushua. Read
verse 8. He was not that light.
John was not that light,
but was sent to bear witness of that light.
He was on a sent to be a witness of that light. Just like we read in Malachi, to pray the way of the Most High, of the other one. Read
verse 9. That was the true light which lighteth every man that cometh into the world.
That was the true light that lighted every man that came into the world. Read
verse 10. He was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not.
See that? Mashiach Yahushua. He was in the world, and the world was made by him. Because the Most High dedicated the responsibility unto the Mashiach Yahushua to make the world, just like the world of Israel, just like we read in Hebrews 1 and 1. Read
verse 11. He came unto his own, and his own received him not.
He came unto his own, the Israelites, the Jews, the Pharisees, the Sadducees, Essenes. They received him not. They refused to acknowledge that he was the Messiah. Right?
Verse 12. But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of the Most High.
Right. So, but unto those who receive him and acknowledge him as the Son of the Most High, the Mashiach Yahushua gave them power. Understand? And us these last days receiving the truth, acknowledging the Most High, the Mashiach Yahushua, that knowledge is our power. Because with this knowledge, understand, we know when someone is trying to play us. We know when we're in a false doctrine. We know abomination when we see. We know wickedness, we may hear it. That's our power right there. It's not economic power. You know what I'm saying? Now get Matthew 11 and 7.
The book of Matthew, chapter 11 and verse 7. And as they departed, Yahushua began to say unto the multitudes concerning John, what went ye out into the wilderness to see? A reed shaking with the wind?
Right. So Yahushua was asking his disciples, what went ye out in the wilderness to see? Did you go into the wilderness to see a reed shaking with the wind. You're going to see grass blowing about. To see trees, the little trees moving, sway back and forth. Or did you go there to see something significant? Read.
Verse 8. But what went ye out for to see?
But what went ye out for to see? You didn't go there to see all those trivial things, simple things. What did you go in the wilderness to see? Read, tell me. Why did you go into the wilderness? Gotta be something important. Read.
A man clothed in soft raiment,
A man clothed in soft raiment with silk and linen, and ballet boots, Bruno, Bruno Mali or whatever. Read.
behold, they that wear soft clothing are in kings' houses.
Behold, they that wear soft clothing are in king's houses. So called house Negro. You know what I mean? They're the kings of the butler, you know what I mean, and the housekeepers and all that. They wear soft raiment. That's not who you went out in the wilderness to see. You went out in the wilderness to see someone of more prominence. Read. Or more significance. Read.
Verse 9. But what went ye out for to see?
But what went you out to see? Read. Tell me. Why did you go out into the wilderness? Read.
A prophet?
A prophet? Did you go to see a prophet? Read.
Yea, I say unto you, and more than a prophet.
Yea, I say unto you, and more than a prophet. The person you went out into the wilderness to see, it is a prophet, it is more than a prophet. Read.
Verse 10. For this is he of whom it is written, Behold, I send my messenger before thy face, which shall prepare thy way before thee.
Right. So who's the talk? Where do we read this? We just read this in Malachi. See it? You know further than what? Scriptures be quoted in the so-called New Testament, reference back to scriptures in the so-called Old Testament. And Master Yahushua himself right here was quoting scriptures, a prophecy that was written before Yahushua came on the earth, pertaining to John the Baptist. Right?
Verse 10. For this is he of whom it is written, Behold, I send my messenger before thy face, which shall prepare thy way before thee. Verse 11. Verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women, there have not risen a greater than John the Baptist.
That's how important the Master Yahushua hold John to be esteemed to be. That's the important John the Baptist was. Verily I say unto you, among them that are born of woman, they are not risen a greater than John the Baptist. So the Master Yahushua is in the John the Baptist. Read.
Notwithstanding, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he.
Notwithstanding, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. This is when you gotta reanalyze. What did it say? John the Baptist was greater than all that was risen. I was born of woman and risen. Verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women, they have not risen a greater than John the Baptist. So everyone was born of woman. John the Baptist was the greatest of all them all, because his duty was to prepare the way for the Master Yahushua, and bringing us into awareness and acknowledging the Master Yahushua. Understand? But the Most High Yahushua further said, though, notwithstanding, regardless of that, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than John the Baptist. But if John the Baptist was greater than all of them, how is he that is least in the kingdom of heaven greater than John the Baptist? Notwithstanding, He that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than John the Baptist. So what are they saying? They say that John the Baptist's role, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven, this is one that we gotta really evaluate to see what exactly what it is saying. Because if John the Baptist's role is so important, that is the greatest of all that was born of woman. That means for that role, that means he has to be in the kingdom of heaven.
Right. What Mashiach is saying is that as great as John the Baptist was, right, or is at that time, the least in the kingdom of heaven is going to be greater than him. Because in the kingdom of heaven, when we're talking about the kingdom of heaven, we're talking about that final kingdom, meaning maybe past that total annihilation. You know what I mean? That immortal man. That's what he's talking about. Of course, that's greater than John the Baptist. John the Baptist is still in flesh and blood like the rest of us. Even though he was a great man, he's still flesh and blood like the rest of us. But he's talking of the kingdom. He's talking about the last trump. You know what I mean? He's going into the fifth seal right there.
Right.
Like, you know.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah.
Kingdom right
I
there.
got that.
Right. So John the Baptist's role right now is very important, but anyone who's able to make it into the kingdom, you gotta be in a whole other level. You know what I'm saying? Just like much that devil child said, things that I've done, you gotta do greater than what you see, man. I ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? All these great things you see I'm doing on your marketing and all this, man, come on, man. You gotta do way greater than this. Understand? That's done. Also, what's this? Matthew 11. They get me on Matthew 17 and 10.
The book of Matthew, chapter 17, and verse 10. And his disciples asked him, saying, why did say the scribes that Elias must first come? And Yahushua answered and said unto them.
Right. And the disciples asked Yahushua, why did they say the scribes that Elijah must first come? But Yahushua answered and said unto them, read.
Elias truly shall first come and restore all things.
Elias truly shall first come and restore all things. When you restore something, what does that mean? You restore, you're giving it back. You previously had it. You were in that position before. You were in that level before, on that level before. You're on that prominence before. It's been restored to you. Just like the disciples asked the Master Yahushua in Acts 1. Are you going to restore the kingdom unto us? Because the ones had the kingdom. Understand? Elias truly shall first come and restore all things. What? Shall restore us, bring us back into be reconnected with the Most High. Bring us back into righteousness. Elijah truly shall first come and restore all things. Bring us back into. Let's get microphone. Let's get microphone one.
The book of Micah.
Hold on. Malachi 4. Oh, okay.
Malachi 4, verse 1.
The book of Malachi, chapter 4, verse 1. For behold, the day cometh, that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubbled.
See that? Man. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven. Man. And all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubbled. A stubble is burning in fire, man. That's you totally consumed right there. Read.
And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Most High Host, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch.
Put the destruction. Read.
Verse 2. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings, and ye shall go forth and grow up as
You know what? Jump straight to jump straight to verse 4 and read on. 4 to 6, yeah.
Book of Malachi,
4 verse 4. Yeah.
chapter 4 and verse 4. Remember ye the law of Moses, my servant, which I commanded unto him in Horeb for all Israel, with the statutes and judgments.
Right? Remember ye the law of Moses, my servant, which I commanded unto him in Horeb for all Israel, with the statutes and judgment. Read.
Verse 5. Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Most High.
Right. The Most High said he would send Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the other one. He's going to send us Elijah the prophet, which we read we just read in Matthew 11 and Matthew 17 that is John the Baptist. Understand that it's the same spirit, same person, generation later. Understand? The same spirit that Elijah had, John the Baptist had it. Same person. You know what I mean? Reincarnation. Read about reincarnation and Ecclesiastes. That's chapter 12 and all that. Right?
Book of Malachi, chapter 4 and verse 6. And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children.
And he shall turn the heart of the fathers. What is the heart of the fathers? And he shall turn the heart of the fathers. The mind, right? Read on all that. Let's get Jeremiah 6 and 6.
Job 8 and 8. Let's get Jeremiah 6 and 6. Old path. No, that's not what.
Verse 16.
6:16.
Yeah. Jeremiah 6:16.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 6 and verse 16. Thus saith the Most High, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein.
Yeah, thus said the Most High, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths. Where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. The good way, the old path, is the way our forefathers used to live. Understand this? We're reading Malachi right here. The heart of our fathers is the old path, when they were close to the Most High, when they were connected to the Most High spiritually, when the old life was dedicated to serving the Most High. That's the heart of our fathers. And that's what John the Baptist was supposed to be doing.
Let's get also Job 8 and 8.
The book of Job, chapter 8, and verse 8. For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers.
Right. For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, which is former age, a previous generation, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers. Prepare ourselves to the search of our fathers, to see how our forefathers lived, what kind of reconnection, what kind of relationship they had with the Most High, and how they benefited from having that kind of relationship with the Most High. That's what we ought to be doing. Read on.
You got preach something?
Yeah.
I read on.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, in verse 7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee.
Right, see that? Remember the days of old. Ask your fathers, he shall show thee, and the elders, they shall tell thee. You can inquire and search of the previous time. All things were back in the days. You know what I mean? To get wisdom, you gotta get wisdom from people who knew things, people who experienced things, people who saw things that you haven't seen in your lifetime. Understand? That's talking about fathers. Just like in you said, Romans, no, Jeremiah 4. No, Romans 15:4. Things that are written at 4 times are written for our learning. Yeah, exactly. They were written for our learning so we can see how our forefathers lived and how they were connected with the Most High and the relationship they had with the Most High. Let's go back to Malachi.
Malachi.
Malachi 4, verse 6.
The book of Malachi, chapter 4, and verse 6. And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children.
And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children. So, John the Baptist's job was to turn the heart of the fathers to the children. He did what? He was supposed to teach the children to put themselves in the father's shoes and to think that the fathers did. Have the same relationship with the Most High that our fathers had. Understand? So keep the law, statutes, and commandments just like our forefathers did. Each of their heart, the mindset, the mentality. Because at this time, just like in any generation, there were a lot of people who caught up in the mindset of the nations, following their doctrines and philosophies. And so we gotta us gonna teach. We play the role of John the Baptist, of Elijah, turning the heart of our fathers to the children, encouraging them on the search of the old path, and have that relationship with the Most High.
Read.
Malachi 4, 6. And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers.
And the heart of the children to their fathers. Same thing, basically. Flip it around a little bit. And the heart and mind of the children to their fathers. Don't think yourself, hey, it's a new age. like you're on a different level now because, hey, it's modern times. Like, like you're more intelligent, you're more sophisticated, you're more knowledgeable.
That's the old days.
Yeah, that was back in the days, man. It's different now, man. Come on, man. We don't do that no more. And the heart of the children, the mind of the children to their fathers. The things that our forefathers did. You know the old saying? The old saying, you know, if you look at history, those who forget history, you're bound to repeat it. You know what I mean? So if you forgot what you went through, you gotta go through the same thing again. Read.
Lest I come and smite the earth with a curse.
See that? Lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. So this is very powerful. And he shall turn the heart of the fathers, the mind of the fathers to the children, how the children think that our forefathers did, so we can have the same relationship with the Most High that our forefathers had with the Most High. And the heart of the children, the mind of the children to their fathers, to think like our forefathers. This is the same thing from a different angle. Lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. Now, if you don't do that, the earth going to be smitten. It's going to be smitten anyway. Hey, but just make sure you don't get smitten with it. Okay, let's get now. Okay, let's get over John 17, and 17 and 10. Yeah, read it again. John 17 and 10.
The book of John, chapter 17, and verse 10. And all mine are thine, and thine are
Yeah.
mine.
I'm sorry, Matthew. Matthew 17 and 10.
The book of Matthew, chapter 17, and verse 10. And his disciples asked him, saying, Why did say the scribes that Elias must come first, or first comes, Elijah? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Elias truly shall first come and restore all things. But I say unto you that Elias is come already, and they knew him not.
See that? Yahushua said that. Elias, meaning Elijah, already came. They asked him why the scripture says that Elias was first come. And Yahushua said, yeah, Elias shall first come indeed and restore all things. Put things back into our previous perspective. The children, the thing that our forefathers, and have the same mindset as our forefathers did. But I say to you that Elias is come already, read.
And they knew him not.
They didn't know him, they didn't recognize him. They didn't know that Elijah was but they didn't know that John the Baptist was Elias. Read.
But have done unto him whatsoever they listed.
But I've done unto him whatsoever they listed. You know the scripture about Elias beheaded by Herod, because Herod's stepdaughter saw P.A. that was killed. That just that hey, that's the most prophecy anyway. They did under John the Baptist as a listed. They beheaded just like that because Herod's stepdaughter requested to have him killed. Read.
Likewise shall also the Son of Man suffer of them.
Right, and the Mashiach Yahushua said, I went through the same thing. Now, get me Acts 3, verse 18.
The book of Acts, chapter 3, and verse 18. But those things which the Most High before had shown by the mouth of all his prophets, that a Mashiach should suffer, he hath so fulfilled.
But those things which Yahweh before had showed by the mouth of all his prophets, that Yahushua should suffer, he hath so fulfilled. See that? So it's amazing that a lot of people believe in Mashiach Yahushua. It's saying right here in Acts, the so-called New Testament, that there were prophecies way back in Deuteronomy of the Mashiach Yahusha. You know, Micah 5:2, Isaiah 53. You read the scriptures, man. How can I know he's talking about the Mashiach Yahusha? How can I say, you know what I mean? There's a Mashiach Yahusha. All those things are prophecies concerning the Mashiach Yahusha. But those things which Moses before had shewed by the mouth of all his prophets, that even in the Apocrypha, we're going to read it later. Mashiach Yahusha was prophesied in the Apocrypha. That was, the Apocrypha was before the Mashiach Yahusha. It's in there. Read.
Verse 19. Repent ye therefore, and be converted, that your sins may be blotted out, when the times of refreshing shall come from the presence of the idle one. And he shall send a Mashiach Yahusha, which before was preached unto you.
Right. Which before was preached unto you. Preached unto you by who? By prophets, including John the Baptist, including Esdras. Same Esdras read about in the Persian Mede captivity. And you by the Mashiach Yahusha. And David knew about the Mashiach Yahusha. Moses knew about the Mashiach Yahusha. Ain't nothing new. Read.
Verse 21. Whom the heaven must receive unto the times of restitution of all things, which the Most High has spoken by the mouth of all his holy prophets since the world began.
See that? So, they've been talking about the Mashiach Yahusha since the world began. It ain't nothing new. Whom the heaven must receive. You know what? Mashiach Yahusha had to go back to be with the Most High until the time of restitution of all things, until what? He returns to restore all things back into the, to the form of glory. Read.
Verse 22. For Moses truly said unto the fathers, a prophet shall the idle one your power raise up unto you of your brethren, like unto me. Him shall ye hear in all things whatsoever he shall say unto you. And it shall come to pass that every soul which will not hear that prophet shall be destroyed from among the people.
Right. So right here, this is a quotation of Deuteronomy 18:15 and 18:18, which we read earlier. Read.
Verse 24. Yea, and all the prophets from Samuel and those that follow after, as many as have spoken, have likewise foretold of these days. Verse 25. Ye are the children of the prophets.
Yeah, we are the children of the prophets, a different generation, a later generation, right?
And of the covenant which the Most High made with our fathers.
Right, we are the children of the covenant. Understand? The same covenant that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob made is binding unto us. Understand? We in that covenant have been ratified with us. Understand? That same covenant pertains to us the same way it pertains to our forefathers, as if we were there signing on the dotted line. Right?
Saying unto Abraham, and in thy seed,
and in thy seed, us, be the seed of Abraham through Isaac to Jacob, of the son of Jacob. Read.
Shall all the kindreds of the earth be blessed.
Shall all the kindreds of the earth be blessed. So right now, the kindreds of the earth are blessed through our seed. Because right now, we fell unto a fall their ruling. Read.
Verse 26. Unto you first, Yahweh, have raised up his son, Yahushua, sent him to bless you, and turning away every one of you from his iniquities.
Unto you first, the Most High, unto us Israelites, the Most High, having raised up his son Yahushua, sent him to bless you. Sent the Master Yahushua to bless us, in turning away every one of you from his iniquities. Understand? That's what the Master Yahushua said, what? Go not the way of the Gentiles, the Samaritans go ye not, but go ye rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. I am only sent unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Understand that? And the other nations are only going to come when they see the Most High raising Israel up. You're going to drop onto a curse. And Isaiah 14, Zechariah 8:22, Micah 4, all the scriptures tell you, you know what I mean, that the nations, just like the Egypt, just like they are the strangers, came out of Egypt with Israel when they saw all the Most High plague the Egyptians for Israel's sake. And they knew for sure that this is a nation that the Most High chose. This is a nation that the Most High is with. And when Mashiach Yahushua returned, the Most High said to Mashiach Yahushua and saw redeeming Israel again, the same thing's going to happen again. The nation that they're going to see that this is a nation that the Most High chose. This is the nation the Most High is favored. But that's the only time they're going to gravitate to us. Trying to get a piece of our glory. Understand? Now get me give me 2 Ezra 7. Go right there. 7 verse 1.
The book of 2 Esdras and the Apocrypha.
7 verse 1.
Chapter 7, verse 1. And when I had made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me the angel which had been sent unto me the nights before.
So Esdras, man, we always make fun of the Esdras. You know, in righteousness, in good faith. When the brother asks a lot of questions, Esdras again. And when I made an end of speaking these words, always making an inquiry of the Most High, the angel returned to Esdras again, saying, read.
And when I had made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me the angel which had been sent unto me the nights afore. And he said unto me, Up, Esdras, and hear the words that I am come to tell thee.
Right, and the angel said unto Esdras, Up, Esdras, pay attention. You learn. You learn the thing. And hear the words that I am come to tell thee. Read.
And I said, Speak on, my power. Then said he unto me, The sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great.
Right. This is not the angel speaking metaphorically, anonymously. Then he said unto me, The sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great. Read.
But put the case, the entrance were narrow and like a river.
But put the case, the entrance is narrow and like a river. Meaning what? The passage, the path to the sea is narrow. You're trying to get to the sea, but the passage, the path to the sea is very narrow, so it's not readily accessible to everyone. Read.
Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad?
Right. So the angel said to Esdras, if you want to go look at this beautiful sea, this deep and blue sea, how can you see this beautiful sea if you don't go through this narrow passage to look upon it and to rule it? If you went not through the narrow, how could you come into the broad? If you don't go along this narrow path How can it come to this broad? Read.
Verse 6. There is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field and is full of all good things.
Another analogy, right?
Verse 7. The entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water.
Right, see that? Walking along a narrow path, the wind is blowing hard. Could blow to the left or to the right. Could fall one way, gonna fall into the fire. Could fall the other way, gonna fall into water, deep water. Gonna read.
Verse 8. And one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could be, so there could but one man go there at once.
See that? That's why you gotta work with your own soul salvation. Ain't got a buddy system. Understanding? In a tag team. I ain't a crew. Ain't no crew, no cliques, no posse.
Camp.
Ain't no camp. You gotta work on your own soul salvation. That's how you're gonna make it to the broad. By going through the narrow, where there's danger over here, danger over there. You gotta keep an eye on the sparrow, so to speak. Keep an eye on the prize. Go to the straight gate. Right? Straight and narrow.
Verse 9. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance,
If the city now was given unto a man for inheritance, you're thinking, who's that man? The city was given unto a man, the city of good things, land that milk and honey. Say Israel, speaking, it's still an analogy, but if the city was speaking given to a man, but visualize that's the be given you that man, the city to be given to. But how are you gonna get to the city if you don't go to this narrow path? If the city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, read.
if he never shall pass the danger set before it,
If he never shall pass the danger set before it. What is that danger set before the city? What is that danger set before the city? How does that pertain to us in this town? No. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, you say the danger, the temptation, the wickedness around us, all the abomination we see around us, enticing us, the world of things, which you gotta bypass. We're gonna bypass all that and stay focused because we're trying to get to the city. So if you were to turn to any of these things, the world of things, the abominations, the pleasure of this world, we ain't gonna make it to the city. Understand? So that's what this is talking about. So we're gonna forego all that. I thought we don't even see that. All those things are pertaining to us. We gotta stay focused. We're going to try to get to that city.
Right.
It's about getting to that city. Understand? Nothing else matters. Because we know the good things in the city, man. That's when things gonna be popping. You know what I'm saying? Really?
how shall he receive this inheritance?
Yeah, how are you gonna get that inheritance if you don't stay focused? All the wickedness you see around us right now are distractions. To take our focus away from trying to get our inheritance. Righteousness, salvation with the Most High, and watch it. That's what this is talking about. Read.
Verse 10. And I said, it is so, Lord.
It's an
Most
angel
High.
saying, it just say Most High. It's an angel it's talking about. You know, we know an angel are, you know. It's the other one. Sometimes they're talking to the angel as if they're talking to the Most High because they know the Most High saying the angel.
Mhm.
So you can, it doesn't matter how you say Most High or other one. Read.
Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's
See,
portion.
Even so also is Israel's portion. That's talking about us right there. Same thing pertains to us Israelites. Understand? We gotta go to that city. We gotta reach that city. The danger over here. We got hot fire over here, deep water over here. We gotta walk on the street of Narman. Read.
Verse 11. Because for their sakes I made the world.
See that? The Most High said he made the world for Israel's sakes. Wow. The Most High made the world for our sakes. The Most High made the world for our sakes, but the nations got it. What happened? Already happened. Man, we fell. We fell for because of our transgression. But the Most High is willing to restore it back to us. But in order for the Most High to restore it back to us, we got to make it to that city. And to make it to the city, we got to bypass all those temptations over here and over there. The wickedness of the transgression, the worldly pleasures, the joy of the world. We got to bypass all that and just stay focused. Yeah, all the obstacles, man. But the more we come and congregate like this among each other, separating ourselves from the world, the easier it is, really. So you're out there on your own, or think you're that strong. No, you ain't that strong. Think you're that strong, you ain't. But the scripture says, iron strong as iron. When you come amongst each other, just like we had the Feast of Weeks Sunday, you know, the new moon's regular, the Shabbat classes. All those are ways where it's easier for us as Israelites to separate ourselves from the world and to stay focused and bypass the perils of the world, which keep us from getting to the big city. Easiest portion, which the Most High had for us, which is created for our sakes, he says. Read.
Verse 11. Because for their sakes I made the world. And when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done.
Right. And when Adam transgressed the Most High statutes, you know, when Eve transgressed and Adam followed suit, then the decree is now come. Meaning what? Man easily transgressed the Most High's law. Read.
Verse 12. Then were the entrances of this world made narrow.
Then were the entrances of this world made narrow. That's when it became difficult now. Because of a transgression. Transgression makes things difficult. Makes it hard to attain righteousness. Read.
Full of sorrow and travail.
Full of sorrow and travail. Read.
They are but few and evil, full of perils, and very painful.
They are but few and evil, full of perils and very painful. That's what we're going through right now, man. Temptation all around. And the only comfort we have then is come back to the Most High and be around each other to make it make it easier.
Get Isaiah 52. So,
I was gonna say, I know this world is getting like out of control, crazy. Because a few months ago, I thought like this transgender thing was only something people in Hollywood do to try to get attention and stuff like that. Just recently, that I've noticed it's a common thing, where it's like a lot of people's coming up with the money to do that change. Like just recently at my job, I was talking to one of the other cooks that was there. He was saying how he's going to be careful when it comes to dealing with females, how he's going to stick to this one girl he has, because somebody he actually knows, well, he knows somebody that has a son that actually slept with this transgender thinking that was a female. So it's like, I didn't know like stuff like, I'm like, I thought this was like a whole Hollywood, where it's like a lot of people's now, like normal, average people's getting into it. That's how I know, hold up, some things, this is getting out of control, wow, out of control, crazy. Just to see the average person, you think you're looking at a female, and it's like,
Yeah. Hear about it all the time, huh? Yeah. I mean, hear about this all the time, so it's out there regularly.
I didn't know it was like that,
Yeah.
like average people, like just like me and you walk into the store, you thinking that's a female, but it's like you don't know.
It's in the school that in certain states and certain cities, it's a law now to have, those the restroom and all that, even in the school, man. So it's like entrenched in society right now,
Can I say something, Alvin? They actually use Hollywood
right.
to send out those subliminal messages. Yeah, it started in Hollywood, but the intention
Profile.
was to use that
Right.
to spread throughout the earth. You understand? Through the television shows. You understand? Like things that normally used to be in the closet or people would hide it, now it's out in the public. So they're using movies and Hollywood and music industry like that mumble rap. Like you got the old rappers talking about how they getting a quarter of what these mumble rappers make. And what do they say? But Esau, understand that America is what, the top drug dealer. So what would it take for them to give a rapper $20 million contract to go seduce the rest of his people? They're not losing no money. They make $10 million in a day. You understand? That's no money for them to give all these guys a record deal. Because what are they going to rap about? Drugs, killing somebody.
Yeah.
I gotta play one song 10 times to find out and print out the lyrics. Like, what the hell this guy talking about? Like, you get caught, like, I'm like, oh, hell no.
Tell you.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 59, verse 2. But your iniquities have separated between you and your power.
Right. Our iniquities have separated between us and the Most High. When we were righteous, we were with the Most High. That's why we got to search for the old path. That's why the Most High said what? He's going to return the heart of the fathers unto the children, and the heart of the children unto the fathers. So we can be reconnected with the Most High. Read.
And your sins have hid his face from you.
So the Most High said, I will go and return to my place until they seek me. In their affliction, they should seek me early. I can't read.
And he will not hear.
Got it?
Verse 3. For your hands are defiled with blood, and your fingers with iniquity.
Right. Sorry. Go back to Exodus. Your hands are defiled with blood, and your fingers with iniquity. The violence, man, that we committed this, man. Gang warfare, whether it's so-called Negroes, Palestinians, so-called Latinas, So for Mexican, the same thing, prevalent amongst our people.
Black on black crime.
Black and black crime, brown and brown crime. We're packed up in the prison houses. Really?
The book of 2 Esdras, chapter 7, and verse 13. For the interests of the elder world are wide and sure, and brought a mortal fruit.
Right, but the interests of the elder world are broad and short. It was given unto us. They take it. Understand? Going to read it, we'll take it. Everything is nice. Leave it up. But because of transgression, the Most High make things difficult for us. Read.
Verse 14. If then they that live labor not to enter these straight and vain things, that they can never receive those that are laid up for them. Now therefore, why disquiet?
Jump to verse 26. Let me wrap it up with this. Yeah.
Verse 26. Behold, the time shall come that these tokens which I have told thee shall come to pass, and the bride shall appear, and she coming forth shall be seen that now is withdrawn from the earth.
Right, let's talk about the Mashiach Yahushua. Behold, the time shall come that these tokens which I have told thee shall come to pass, and the bride shall appear, and she coming forth shall be seen. It's like right now, Revelation 1:7, Isaiah 66, verse 15. Let's talk about the Mashiach Yahushua that now is withdrawn from the earth. It's like right in Acts 1:6. The Mashiach Yahushua is being withdrawn from the earth. Read.
Verse 27. And whosoever is delivered from the aforesaid evils shall see my wonders.
And whosoever is delivered from the aforesaid evils shall see my wonders. So you got to make sure that you are delivered from the evils, so you can see the aforesaid wonders that the Most High has in store for Israel. Read.
Verse 28. For my son Yahushua shall be revealed with those that be with him.
See that? This is Esther's reading, right? The Apocrypha right here, talking about the Mashiach Yahushua. And Ezra is back in the Persian and Mede captivity. Understand? So this is like 500 something BC. Almost 500 years before the Mashiach Yahushua. They were speaking prominently about the Mashiach Yahushua. And I said, so they say nothing new, Rick.
I'm sorry, I have a question. Something popped up to my head when you read that scripture. But when affliction comes, they will seek me early. I have another scripture came into my head. Remember that scripture said, they shall be a famine in the earth, but not with bread and water. Mm-hmm. I'm saying, don't you think they might possibly a famine in the earth with, like, where we physically don't have as much bread or as water in the times to come? I'm saying that because I'm just looking on how, like, the world economy and the economy in the U.S. is doing, and it's not looking too good. So you think anywhere in the scripture that prophesied that something like that happening, where there's like a big economy, like big another big depression or something of that nature that comes in, and people can't get like the everyday meals and stuff like that.
Resources.
Yeah, resources. Because I'm just looking, I'm like, because that scripture came into my mind, and I'm seeing how the stuff's going on with the economy. I'm like, so you think?
Yeah. Even in the scripture right there was in 5:15, the affliction is just even early. I mean, that's not new, because even back in the days, you know what I'm saying, that affliction of the Most High put upon Israel, where we were besieged by the Romans. We couldn't plan anything. We couldn't go out to get food. Nothing was being let in, to the point where Israel, that was really a bad state. We were eating our own children. Understand? I pray the most side don't get to that state, but I don't know how severe it's gonna get, but just give an idea that we were eating our children and the mothers are fighting each other, so whose children are gonna eat next? Yours or mine and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So all those things are affliction always come down to eating. You know what I mean? That the basic necessities of food, clothing, shelter. You know what I'm saying? Everything else you think at the end of the day, everything else is luxury. You know what I'm saying? You can do without certain things which you take for granted. If you lose it, you may be discomforted for a while, but you always come to the food, clothing, and shelter. When they got to scramble for certain things. You mean that's certainly you feel the full force of the affliction.
All right. So book of Psalm, chapter 37 and verse 25. I have been young and now am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. His seed begging bread.
Right, I've been young and not old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, or his seed begging bread. So whatever is happening, you're gonna see tribulation. You're gonna see going around you. Read Psalms 9 and when it tells you're gonna see all the kind of things. But you hold fast to the Most High. You know what I mean? All those things are gonna come down you. The Most High is gonna provide for you.
Yeah, that's true. Matthew 24. Start with 34. And read down to 39. Nope, read down to 40.
24, 34.
24, 34.
The book of Matthew,
42 actually.
chapter 24, verse 34. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking. Eating and drinking.
So we're going to be a famine of food. Just like in the time of Noah, they were eating and drinking,
Marrying and given.
Given to marriage,
and given in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
So shall come the Son of Man. Will we eating, drinking, each other?
Well, now I'm just
Going to movies?
reason why I brought that up because I've been like me, I focus on the world economy, the economy that's here. And I've noticed one thing that it's not doing too good, and it's like the time is coming where this illusion they have us under that America's economy is doing good. It's kind of like where the bubble is gonna blow. And I'm saying when that happens, I'm not saying we're not gonna have food, but it's not going to. It's not gonna be how we got it now.
I'll say this too. When the depression happened, we were still doing fine. Depression just happened in 2007.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
But we were still eating, we were still poor. We lived mouth to mouth, hand to mouth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like something, when you look at the numbers, I feel like something like that is because they never really recovered 2007. They just patched it up. I feel like that's
white folk though.
Yeah.
But for us,
Yeah, they didn't recover.
we still in the
That's a
same
change.
turmoil.
Yeah, that changed for us.
I'm still broke. I'm broke. We broke the dead song. I was broke the time I came to earth. That's us.
I didn't think about. Yeah, it's them that's eating.
It's
people.
them.
What they're publicizing, the big deal is that the other nations are experiencing the poverty now.
Yeah, now it's a problem.
Now it's a
White man's broke.
Now we gotta find a solution.
Been broke. You know.
Flint still don't got no clean water, so hey.
You know what I mean?
Damn.
Flintstone bottled water. Read that.
The book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 41.
Uh-huh.
2 women shall be grinding at the mill.
Going to work.
The one shall be taken,
Uh-huh.
and the other left.
It's the day of the Lord. All right, we are.
Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your idle one doeth come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up.
Yeah, it is. Now we gotta keep our eye on the prize. That's it. That's all we can think. You know what about it? Poverty, economy, listen, that's them, man. That's all Hollywood anyway. Let them go ahead, let them lose all their money, whatever. If the Chinese want to take over and we all spending yen, what difference does it make to us? It's not our kingdom. Let it fall, let it burn. Right? Let it go, let it do whatever it's doing. We got to concentrate on us. All we got is us, man. They got their world. This world finishing. I'm ready to stop. Right? You can't worry about this shit. Let it go there. Right? Let it all better. So, no need to worry.
It has to go down for us to come up.
Right. It has to be destroyed. Totally destroyed.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I got 2 Esdras 16 and 19. Oh no, verse 18. It says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
What verse is that?
Yeah, because you know.
Esdras 16 and 18.
Yeah, but that's the Most High put Israel through different kind of tribulation.
Right, that passed.
That path, yeah, you know what I mean? One tribulation, when that stop, another one come upon you. You know, so on and so on, so yeah. That's when when they escape that, you know, the sword and the conqueror comes and all that, all those kind of things, and the different tribulation that came upon Israel because of disobedience.
One with the millstone and one will be grinding and the other will be taking it up. Explain that to me, because you know this. I know it ain't no rapture, but explain it to me.
I'll read it again.
Basically, that's talking about, you know what I mean, gonna be one of the city, one of the family, two of the city.
Where's the one going? The one that's going to be taken, where's it going?
All right.
Where's it going?
Yeah,
Okay.
if it's being here working, you want to he gone now. Where's he going?
He's up like Scotty.
You know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
I just want to, I heard that one way and another way. If you going up, it's a bad thing, right?
Let me see that 2032. Ezekiel 2032.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 20, and verse 32. And that which cometh into your mind shall not be at all that ye say, we will be as the heathen, as the families of the countries, to serve wood and stone.
Right, it's the Most High telling Israel, whatever comes in your mind, those thoughts that's in your mind, it's not going to be. When you say, we will serve, we will be as the heathen, the other nations, as the families of the countries, to serve wood and stone, to worship idols. Most of it's not going to be like that. You are Israelites. You're going to be worshiping me. You were created to worship me. It's not going to be where you're going to do as you please, to worship Allah, to worship on some idol that you carved out, put it in the wall, and some statue, you say, oh, that's my God right there. You ain't going to be like that. So the Most High said to Israel, read.
Verse 33. As I live,
said the Most High. Read.
Said the Most High Power. Surely with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm.
Surely with a mighty hand and the stretched out arm. Read.
And with fury poured out will I rule over you.
And with fury poured out, meaning Most High is angry. Fury is anger. Will I rule over you? You're so stiff-necked, you're so hard-headed, you're so rebellious. Want to do as you please. It ain't going to be like that. It's not going to be when you do as you please. I'm going to rule over you. You're going to serve me. When you want to do it, we don't want to hear off up there. You're going to know that I am the power of Israel, and you're created to serve me, and you will serve me. Read. So I'm going to turn your stiff-necked, hard-headed, and rebelliousness back into righteousness. Read.
And I will bring you out from the people.
And I will bring you out from the people. So the Most High is going to bring you out from the people. What people? The other nations. So this wonderful city, when one is taken, one is left, Most High said, I will bring you one. I will bring you out from among the people. Read.
And will gather you out of the countries wherein ye are scattered.
I will gather you out of the countries where ye are scattered. But where's the Most High going to bring you to when he gather you from those countries? Read.
With a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out.
And with fury poured out. Read.
And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people.
And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people. Now, where is this wilderness? I'm not going to tell you that I know, because I don't know where the wilderness is. And the brother will tell you, no, you got to be skeptical of that brother. We're just in the wilderness. Where's it going to be? I don't know. I don't know it's going to be the earth. That much I know, because the Most High said that just like you as you read on, you'll see. But the Most High said, and I will bring you into the wilderness of the people. Read.
And there will I plead with you face to face.
And there the Most High is going to plead with us face to face. That doesn't mean the Most High is going to, that you're right there, the Most High. Hey, shut up, brother. Hey, he ain't going to be like that. It's not the Most High. Doesn't mean literally that the Most High is going to delegate his authority. Just like the Most High, just like back in the days when the children of Israel said, we want to talk to the Most High. Moses, look at me, always talking to the Most High. We want to talk to the Most High too. When they heard the Most High, the voice rumbling. They said, no, Moses, you talk to the Most High. See? So when it says face to face, it doesn't mean, the Most High doesn't mean that he's authority, man who delegates to represent him. He's going to plead the Most High's case to the Israelites. And we'll bring you into the wilderness of the people. Where that is, we'll find out the Most High willing. Read.
Verse 36. Like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt.
See that the Most High is going to plead with us, the Israelites, when it's time to gather the Israelites from four corners of the earth, like he pleaded with our forefathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt. So it's going to be, that's what's going to happen again when the Most High bring one of a city into a family, whatever. When one is taken and one is left. That's what this is mean. That's what we're taking to. It's not going to be a case where we got it floating around the sky or put that, something like that. The wilderness is going to be a land, actual place. Read.
So will I plead with you saith the Most High Power.
Right?
And I will cause you to pass under the rod.
And I will cause you to pass under the rod. Meaning what? You've been corrected. You've been taught the law again. You've been retaught. You've been retrained. You've been redoctrinated to right. Wickedness is to be taken away from you. Righteousness is being implanted in your mentality, your mind. Right?
And I will bring you into the bond of the covenant.
And I will bring you into the bond of the covenant. You know what? You're going to keep your end of the bargain. Your end of the bargain was to keep the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. Keeping the laws again. That's what it means when it said, I will cause you to pass under the rod. Meaning the rod is a sort of rod of correction. You've been corrected from your transgressions. Right?
And I will purge out from among you the rebels.
And I will purge out from among you the rebels. Rebels is someone who's going against the grain. Someone who's going on, as I say, going to rogue, do their own thing, sitting on their own program. Most of them purge those out. Those who don't want to abide by the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments, and the program that the Most High said. So the Most High is going to just like Dayton and Concora. And the Most High is going to, anyone go against authority that the Most High said they're going to be killed. Read.
And them that transgress against me.
And them that transgress against me. So anyone who transgresses against the Most High, they're going to be put to death. Read.
I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn.
I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn. Read.
And they shall not enter into the land of Israel.
And they shall not enter into, he's talking about the rebels. And they shall not enter into the land of Israel. He's talking about future prophecy as to how the Most High is going to deal with the Israelites that he takes out of the different countries where we were scattered. Read.
And ye shall know that I am the Most High.
And we shall know that the Most High Yahweh is the Most High. Read.
As for you, O house of Israel, thus saith the Most High Power, go ye, serve ye every one his idols, and hereafter also, if ye will not hearken unto me, but pollute ye my holy name no more with your gifts and with your idols.
Right, the Most High speaking sarcastically now, saying, as for you, O house of Israel, thus saith the Most High, go ye, go serve your idols. Hereafter also, if you not hearken unto me, but pollute ye my name, holy name no more with your gifts and with your idols. So if you want to go serve Allah, some preaching and say for Buddha Rastafarianism, stop talking about keeping Passover, man. You know what I mean? Stop talking about you keeping Shabbat. We don't do wickedness. You're not gonna do all those wickedness in my name. Right? So that's what I'm talking about, brother.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, but how the Most High is gonna gather us? Give me 2 Ezra 13 and 40. Because the Most High speaks symbolically and he speaks literally. 2 Ezra 13 and 40. Because 2 Ezra 13 verse. Yeah. Yeah, and then we're gonna go to verse 46.
Okay.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 13, verse 40.
God, you see when all the Most High is gonna bring us back into the wilderness. In Thessalonians, it tells that we're gonna take up in the sky. That's the rock now. That's where the Christians got the rocket from. That there are different ways. The Most High got his ways how we're gonna be brought into the wilderness. Understand? But however the Most High planted that's going to be manifested at the appropriate time. We're going to read about how the Most High brought Israel over the 10 tribes, really, from the Persian and Mede captivity and brought them to this side of the world. Read.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 13, and verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes, which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanazar, the king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took their counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into further country where never mankind dwelt.
So the Israelites were taken out of the land of Israel and brought to be restored to the Persian and Median captivity. Understand? As prisoners. But after the captivity was over, they were given the choice to return to Israel, or remain as sojourners in the land of captive. But they took counsel among themselves. Say, we're not going to stay here among these heathens. We're not going to go to Jerusalem. We're not going to go back to Israel anyway. We're going to go to another land with the Most High, where we can serve the Most High. We're not going to be amongst these heathens where we can be polluted by them. Read.
Verse 42. That they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
They never kept the statutes in their own land. That's why they were brought into captivity. But they say, well, we're not going to stay here anyway. We're going to another land where we are from the heathens, and there we're going to keep the statutes. Read.
43. And they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over.
So they took passages along the Euphrates, and the Most High was able to stay the waters, held back the flood, so they were able to go to another land. Read.
For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half. And the same region is called Assyria.
Let's talk about over here.
Yeah.
In Americas, South America, Central America, North America. That's how the northern tribes came over here. By the passages by the Euphrates around the east, the southeast side of Africa, up along the southwest part of Africa into the Americas. That's how they came over here. That's what that's talking about. Read.
Then dwelt they there until the latter time.
Then dwelt there. This is the prophecy. Then dwelt they there until the latter times. We are in the latter times right now. And the tribes are still dwelling here. So I understand? Read.
And now when they shall begin to come.
And now when they shall begin to come, to the Most High, gather the tribes from the countries they were scattered, including the Americas, including America. Understand? Because that's what this is talking about. Now, when they begin to come, we just read about how the Most High is going to bring us into the wilderness under the bond of the covenant. That's what it's talking about. Read.
The highest shall stay the springs of the stream again.
The highest shall stay the springs of the stream again. They are this, based on how things are progressing right now, and the mindset of our people. I wouldn't take this literally speaking, symbolically, because we came over here literally. The northern tribes came over here literally on ships. Understand? From the so-called Middle East, from the Persian Median captivity, along the river Euphrates, because it does mention the river Euphrates. But the Most High said again, Most High said right here, the highest shall stay the springs of the stream again. I don't know how the Most High is going to bring us into the wilderness. I'm saying, but it could be that it could be ships again, literally ships. It could be planes. It could be whatever means. It could be just taken up in clouds. So this could be speaking symbolically, or metaphorically, or literally. So the Most High got many ways in which He's going to bring us into the wilderness. He says He's going to bring us into the wilderness again. He's The highest says, shall stay the springs of the stream again. He's going to calm the waters again, so that if he's going to go back to the wilderness. Read.
Can I say something? Because Esau does extensive research on those so-called UFOs, but we know them as IFOs. You understand? So I think there's been about 3 or 4 presidents that try to get that information released to the public, but they suppress all those information. There's a movie called Fire in the Sky, right? There was, I think it was 4 individuals, Esau. They were going to be charged for the murder of their best friend because what happened, there was one evening they were out in the field. So they saw a so-called UFO. So one, Esau, he's all nosy and want to know everything. So he went out there to go check out the chariot. So his friend's like, listen, don't go. So the chariot ended up taking him up. So just before, it was weeks later, just before they were going to find these guys guilty for his murder, they dropped him back on earth. You understand? They tortured him, they did all kinds of stuff to this guy. You understand? But Esau knows that, the angels, they can actually appear in any form or travel, but those vehicles are the vehicles of the, check it out, angels. They know that. Even Star Trek. You understand? We think Esau's not that smart, and he makes these movies, the Jetsons, all these movies. Yeah, I grew up on these are movies before their time. Where did they get those ideas from? You understand? They know the scriptures. They know when Ezekiel prophesied the will within a will. That's the description of the chariot. So that's one form of transportation, modern day transportation. They know because if the Most High can give the white man his technology to create his spacecrafts and his airplanes, how far advanced with the technology of the Most High? Mashiach Hush and the Holy Angels. You understand? Mm-hmm. If you look into those crop circles, each crop circle has a distinct imprint that those UFOs put when they land on Earth. So there's no UFO that's identical. They're all different. And they said that these UFOs are actually like the length of a couple of stadiums. How many do you think that can hold? You understand? So they have the information. They know what it is. That's why you spend billions of dollars having all these telescopes in outer space. You understand? Trying to see the return of the Mashiach Shah, because the scripture say that what? His angels, and how many is going to be? Is 10,000 by how much? It says 10,000.
10,000. Wait.
Huh?
I'm talking about getting 2 million.
The chariots.
The chariots.
10,000.
Right. So just imagine all those chariots bust on the atmosphere. That's why I said that day is going to be reading the national TV. People are going to be hysterical. You understand? It's going to be a dreadful day. You understand? But, being in all these years, we've been involved in these scriptures. The Most High has been revealing things. Lately, there's a lot of stuff that's been changing in the scriptures, more understanding. We just got to be patient and, be patient with one another and, finding out the new revelation that's been coming out. A lot of our elders, they kind of like filled in the gaps in some stuff, because it wasn't at that particular time, a lot of stuff wasn't supposed to be known. And now, as we get closer, a lot of stuff that we missed back then is being revealed right now. But Esau knows all this stuff. Nostradamus, where did Nostradamus get all his so-called prophecies from? From the scriptures.
Yeah.
But they rather give a white man or mankind more credit than the Bible.
Yeah.
Because they want to say the Bible is a fictitious book. You understand? But the Bible is a prophetic book, it's a historical book. You understand? It has to stand the test of time to all the books that you see out there. The Bible is the only book that does not have to be updated or reprinted or revised. You understand? The Bible can fit any generation. Okay? So, stay tuned, man. The Most High is, he's revealing everything on a daily basis.
Wrap it up with this. Give me 1 Thessalonians 4:14.
The book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse 14. For if we believe that Yahweh shall die and rose again, even so them also which sleep in Yahweh shall, will Yahweh bring with him.
Right. So if we believe that Yahweh shall die and rose again, even those forefathers who believed in Yahweh shall, who died believing in Yahweh shall, will the Most High bring with him. When Yahweh shall returns, those who died believing Yahweh shall, the Most High is going to bring them with Yahweh shall. Read.
15. For this we say unto you by the word of the Most High, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Idle One shall not prevent them which are asleep.
For this we say unto you by the word of the Most High, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Master Yahweh shall not prevent them which are asleep. So those who are alive at the time when Yahweh returns, we're not going to prevent those forefathers who died in previous generations who believed in the Master Yahweh. You're not going to say get a higher seat than them because you happen to be alive at the time when Yahweh returns. Understand? Because they believe the Master Yahweh in their lifetime just as much as you believe in the Master Yahweh if you happen to be alive when he returns. Read.
16. For the Idle One himself shall descend from heaven with a shout.
See, for the Most High, for the Master Yahweh himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, meaning what? Great noise. Everyone should see him, just like Revelation 1:7 said. Isaiah 66:15 says, everyone should see it. It's not going to come quietly. It's going to be an uproar. It's going to be a sight to behold. Read.
With the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the Most High, and the dead and the Mashiach shall rise first.
See that? And the dead in the Mashiach Yahushua shall rise first. So I'm saying talking about Israelites who believe in the Mashiach Yahushua, but they are past. They died. Read.
Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds.
See that, brother? The spirit of the rapture comes about. That's where the spirit, the Christians come with the rapture thing. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds. It's saying right there that just like Yahushua, we read Isaiah 66:15, when Yahushua shall come in the clouds, saying right here that Israelites are also going to be transported by clouds. Understand? From the four corners of the earth. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them. Which were them? The ones who died in previous generations. In the clouds. Which are the transportation system. How sophisticated it is? Very sophisticated. What it looks like, what's the design? We don't know. Read.
To meet the Idle One in the air.
To meet the Master Yahushua in the air. So let me know right there. So there's going to be Israelites being transported from the earth in the clouds. Meet the Master Yahushua in the clouds. And taken to where? Not up into the heavens, but to the wilderness. Where we just read in Ezekiel 20. We're going to be brought under the bond of the covenant. So that's how Israelites from the four corners of the earth are going to be taken to the wilderness. Be transported by clouds. That's going to be the transportation system. What's the design and sophistication of it? That remains to be seen. But it's going to be, of course, going to be elaborate. Read.
And so shall we ever be with the idle one. Wherefore, comfort one another with these words.
See, but the Christian spirit probably never read, probably just read this and I never linked the precepts up, like in Ezekiel 20. So when they read this, they said, see, so and so shall we ever be with the Most High, I one. And they don't even know that, so-called heaven is going to be on earth. They don't even know that, hey, that's where the thing actually going to be up in the heavens. You understand? But we read in the scripture that we're going to be under the covenant. And that concludes today's lesson. And God can proceed now tomorrow, 12 noon, we have a service. We look forward to seeing all of you there. So much, Gausha.
Yeah.
Was a song. 68, 17. Said 20,000.
Psalms 37. You want 33?
133. 68 and 17.
No.
I don't know it by heart yet. I said, I don't know it by heart yet.
You gotta read, right?
Oh, English?
Yeah.
I'm gonna set up my shop
I send something for the opening.
right here.
I send it up for the openings.
Hmm?
I send it up for the opening.
Oh, you set up open?
Psalms 133. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious ointment upon the head that ran down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard, that went down to the skirts of his garments, as a dew of Hermon, and as a dew that descended upon the mountains of Zion. For there the Most High commanded a blessing, even life forevermore. Bahashim Mashak Yahawashai, who watered the yard. Amen. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Shalom, Israel. That's a good class. The Lapalal put it down. See you tomorrow. Saturday at noon.